Welcome to this parameters video. You can download the exercise workbook to follow along in your own copy of Tableau. Parameters add interactivity and flexibility to a workbook. We can think of a parameter as a variable in an equation whose value can be controlled by the end user. Parameter controls, like shipping cost cutoff here, are sometimes confused with filters, like ship mode. However, filters trim down the data in the view, showing only data for the specific ship mode. Parameters simply provide a single output to another element, such as providing the reference value for the calculated field on color. Because parameters simply control a variable's value, they are only useful once that value is incorporated into something else, such as a filter, set, reference line, or calculated field. Changing this orphan parameter has no impact because this parameter is not tied to anything. It's like adjusting a dial with no wires attached. Parameters are not the same as filters, but they can be used in filters. Here we're looking at the top 10 customers by sales. However, we could let the end user decide what top number of customers they want to look at by using a parameter. Right-click on Customer ID and click Filter. This brings us back to the filter setup. If we click on the top tab, we see this filter was originally set as top 10, but we can click on the drop-down here where it says 10 and change that to create a new parameter. Note that our pre-existing parameter, shipping cost cutoff, appears as well. Parameters are workbook-wide and can be used in multiple places. We'll name this top N, set the maximum to 10, and click OK. The parameter control automatically comes out in the view, and now we can adjust how many customers show in the view. Parameters can also be used in the definition of a set. Here, we're looking at a different data set altogether. Instead of filtering to the top N, we can create a set from the top N. Right-click on Product and select Create, Set. We'll name it Top Products. Click on the Top tab, and just like before, we'll click on the drop-down next to the 10 and select our top N parameter. Now we'll bring Top Products to color. In this case, the parameter control didn't automatically appear in the view, so we can right-click on the top N parameter and say Show Parameter Control. Let's add the two worksheets we just created to a dashboard. We'll bring in parameters with filters and parameters with sets. As we adjust the parameter value, we see both worksheets adjust. This is significant because these views are built using two completely separate data sources, but are both linked to the same parameter. In our original view, looking at the shipping cost cutoff, we used the parameter in a calculated field. If we right-click on Shipping Cost Color, we can edit the calculation to see how it was constructed. Here we have a simple if statement. If our average shipping cost is greater than our cutoff, then we'll call those orders high. Otherwise, call them low. Note that the reference line automatically adjusts with the color as the parameter is changed. Let's recreate that reference line to see how we can leverage the parameter. Click to the Analytics tab and drag out a reference line to shipping cost at the scope of the whole table. For the value, clicking on the drop-down offers us our parameters. We'll pick Shipping Cost Cutoff, and we'll change the label to Value. Now that reference line is set to display whatever the parameter is set to. All of these examples have used numeric parameters. However, parameters support a variety of data types. Click back to the Data pane, and then right-click and say Create Parameter. Data type options include float, decimal, integer, string, which is text, Boolean, true-false, date, and date time. Which data type is selected impacts where the parameter can be used and the display formats available. In fact, our orphan parameter is a date, which is why that parameter did not show up in dropdowns that only supported numeric values. Thank you for watching this parameters training video. We invite you to continue with the on-demand training videos to learn more about using Tableau.